the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome, race fans, back to Primetime Racing TV. It's Saturday night, and what does that mean? It means we are bringing you the Synergy Dirt Racing Series and their 305 wing sprint cars here tonight from Rossburg, Ohio, at the famous half mile that everyone knows and loves. That is the Eldora Speedway. Well, it's going to be a little different look in the booth tonight. Well, because hey, here I am. It's just me, Corey Silva, bringing you the calls tonight, working the cameras as well. My partner Brandon a little under the weather, so letting him rest, and I will be bringing you the action by my lonesome here tonight. But don't let that get you disappointed, because the night is still going to be rather exciting, as it always is with this Synergy Dirt Racing Series. And we're on round number 7 now of their 10-race campaign, and a lot of good racing has come about. And well, the point standing, something we haven't gotten too far into in our broadcast. Well, Eric Tupper is leading the point standings with 338 points on the season, with a 27-point buffer over Waylon McConnell and Billy Brickley in P3. And as we do go through, as these guys are turning their single car qualifying runs right now, we can look at where everybody is sitting right now. And Brett Rolls is on the pole right now, which will set him up for his heat race in the best position possible. And as I do scroll through and try to find the other drivers that we are looking for, and I don't see our points leader here tonight. Eric Tupper is not here. Waylon McConnell, he is all the way down 21st of the 22 cars that I do see here tonight at Eldora. So this could definitely be a big shakeup in the point standings, but that's nothing to look too deeply into yet, because as we know, a whole night of racing on the dirt, a lot can happen. So for those who haven't followed us, the way these races will work, we are going to have heat races, and we typically have had to send quite a few people home each week, usually a 22-car feature. Not as many turned up here to Eldora here tonight, so we're not going to have as many drivers, which may affect the structure of how the heats work. So we'll be kind of figuring that out together as the race does go by. And of course, want to thank everybody for tuning into coverage here tonight of the Synergy Dirt Series, round number 7 here on PTR TV. If you have not done so, appreciate a subscription to the channel, as well as a thumbs up, and help share the content to those who like this kind of stuff, because I'm looking forward to an excellent night of action. So as I said, Brett Rawls, he's been up there in many of these races this season, up going for the wins or in the feature event. So he's up by almost a 10th over second place Ronald Piles, and a 10th is a significant amount of time here at Eldora. And again, we're in the 305 sprint car, so we don't have all the horsepower in the world. We're not going to be turning track records here at Eldora, but it's really going to be a matter of momentum. It's really going to be a matter of holding that car right on the bottom as long as the grip is there. You don't want to get too sideways. You don't want to yaw out too much, because if you do that, all you're going to do is kill speed and allow the door to be open for a driver to the inside. We'll see if upper groove does come into play here tonight. I'm not quite sure that it will, but we will keep close eye on that as time does progress. But we are looking to switch over here into heat race number 1 in a matter of moments. So as we do that, we'll get ourselves set up for the first race of the night, and these guys are going to be preparing for it. And here it is. Here is the changeover. We are going to be gridding up here for heat race number 1. On the pole for heat race number 1 is going to be Brett Rawls, and then we have Rick Gibson, Ryan Smith, Carl Handwork, Devin Boots, Al Pacer, Dylan Mirando, Lyle Christensen, Jody Boots, and Ben Gonzalez and Waylon McConnell. So 11 drivers. Looks like we're probably going to have 2 heats here tonight, 11 in each split, as we do have, as I believe, 22 drivers here at Eldora. So nobody going home tonight, but this is going to set the running order for the feature event that will be going on in due course here tonight. So again, 10 laps around Eldora in each heat. A lot can happen in those 10 laps, so we'll be ready to see how the racing is going to progress here tonight. These guys lined up in pit road behind the iRacing pace truck. They'll take it 2 pace laps around the half mile here, and then the green flag will come out. And remember, no cautions in the heat, so it's all about track position. And luckily tonight, not going to be about being sent home, but still going to be about getting that track position that you need to start the feature event off. And here we are rolling here at Eldora. Drivers are pulling out of pit road and onto the racetrack. And 2 pace laps will be 2 pace laps are out right now. First lap is underway right now. Pace truck heading into turn number 3. And coming off of corner number 2, Brett Rawls in the 17 to the inside, 30 to the outside, 38 rather, of Rick Gibson to this outside. So let's see what's going to happen here. 10 laps in heat number 1. Pace truck comes through 3 and 4, takes the hard left into pit lane, and there it is. And we're going to wait for the 17 to get on the loud pedal. And there he is. We're racing here. Heat number 1 at Eldora. Outside line has a pretty good jump, but it's not going to have the line into turn number 1. But that 13 machine all the way to the inside, going to take a send it move to the inside. The 19 machine, of Ryan Smith going 3 wide for the lead. We did have a wreck out back. That was Benjamin Gonzalez and Waylon McConnell, but that as they are already heading back in the correct direction. And now Brett Rawls holds off the run from Ryan Smith. And again, this is where I was talking about with how Eldora is going to race here in these 305s. These guys are going to be right around the bottom because that's where the grip is right now. See, Rawls actually running the middle line right now, kind of a surprise to me. Rick Gibson's going to run a little bit lower, trying to get that run on the inside, try to get to the left rear. He did get a little bit of momentum built up. He did close the gap in just a little bit as they are side by side for third. Huge gaggle. It's a 19 to the inside, the 7 to Carl Handwork to the outside, 3 wide move. That Rick, a 3 wide move for that green car to the inside. That's the 7 machine of Carl Handwork. He's taking a stab at it, but we also have a battle going on for the lead right now. That's Rick Gibson to the inside. Brett Rowles to the outside. Who's going to get it in corner number 3? The inside is going to prevail with a shorter distance around the speedway, but the momentum from the outside of the track is going to go in the favor of Brett Rowles. These guys going side by side here at Eldora. Who's going to prevail? Much to my surprise, that 17's actually doing a really good job on that outside line. And it looks like that 38 is going to fall back in line. That goes completely against what I thought was going to happen here tonight. So you can see that 17 really starting to dust off the loose stuff there on the top of the racetrack. So maybe Eldora is going to race a little bit differently than I was expecting it to, and that's going to really change the dynamic. But as we do go through the field with 3 laps to go, everyone has kind of settled themselves out into their appropriate positions. You can see throughout the field we have that 19 all the way back to 6. Remember, he was going up front for stabbed at the lead earlier on, but that was apparently short-lived as the race progressed. But again, up front, Brett Rowles had that momentum on the top of the track. He held off the run from Rick Gibson. Now they're going to the bottom of the track in 3 and 4 as we take the white flag lap for heat race number 1. All the way to the bottom again is that 17. And then the 38 tried to take a stab at it, could not gain. That 17's got a block on the line, doing exactly what he needs to do. Coming off corner number 4, 17 of Brett Rowles wins heat race number 1. It'll be Rick Gibson, Al Pacer, Carl Handwork, and Ryan Smith, your top 5 in heat race number 1. And these guys will cool down, and we'll get ready to do it again for heat race number 2. All right, heat race number 2. We are getting ready for it on the racetrack right now. These guys are lining up, and let's let you know where they are starting in this heat race. We are going to have Ronald Piles on the front row, Chris Miller in second, Brett Perigo in third, Brett Holloway in fourth, Brandon Ego, Rick Schneider, Frank Hartley Jr., Casey Pruitt, Bradley Capione, Michael Kerr, and Michael Rodriguez is the lineup in heat number 2. And again, I'm not entirely positive. I'm going to see how it does play out with the iRacing race control, but I have a very strong vibe that this may be it for preliminary races here tonight with the field size we have. So this could be it. I think there's a chance we might be going straight to the feature after this. We'll see if indeed that is how the case is going to play out tonight. But again, we saw in the first heat, and remember the track is slightly different now. A little bit of wear that the first race did put in is these guys are going to have to deal with that, and they were starting to move up the track. So we'll see if indeed that is the case. And much to my surprise, Rowles in the first heat was able to fend off the run on the inside from Gibson. So Piles and Miller on the front row. Is that going to carry on? We will find out together in heat race number 2 as Pace Truck comes down the back straightaway, sends us off into 3 and 4. Pace Truck will take that turn off in just a matter of moments, and let's get it started for round number 2 on the evening. And Pace Truck is in. We'll wait for them to get onto the accelerator, and that moment is now. We are racing again, and look at the run to the inside, all the way to the inside. Brett Perigo takes it 3 wide, gets the lead off a 2. What a power move! We're going to be side by side into 3, but don't count out the momentum up on the top of the racetrack right now. That's Chris Miller in the 9 up top, nearly 3 wide with that number 90, with that number 68 of Ronald Piles trying to squeeze it in there. He's not going to be able to. That 9 still has the run up top. 68's going to take 2. Brett Perigo back in 3rd. That 3 wide move did not work for him. for the whole lap. It did get him the run momentarily. Now here comes the 68 to the top of the track, trying to get that momentum built up, trying to get to the right rear quarter. He's not going to be able to do it. Bump drafting down the straightaway at Eldora. That's not something you see every day. 68's going to go high-low on him. He's going to go to the inside. He's going to have the run. He's not going to have the run. The momentum sizzled out on him. He's going to go all the way to the top of the track into the loose stuff, trying to find that momentum, trying to get it built up. He's going to look to the right rear. This is looking to the outside of the track. People don't want to pass down low. That's not what they're trying to do here tonight. He's going to go to the outside of the 9. He's going to have the run at the line. Is he going to be able to clear for the pass? I think he's going to be able to. We're going to see down the back straightaway. There's still door-to-door. 68 up top, 9 on the bottom. Miller really digging down there on the inside, but the momentum really seems to be up on the top of the track. The 68 is going to clear him. The 9's going to try to keep it down there. He's not going to be able to. He's going to fall back in line. Now Brett Perigo in the number 21 machine trying to take advantage of the situation and gain in on the battle. As looks like the 21 seeming to have a little bit of connectivity issues. We will not focus on him. But as we do go through the field, you can see everyone's kind of fizzling out in their single file formations as the green flag running is in order right now. Slight battle going on about for the 5th position. I think that's Ego and Schneider. And all the way to the inside of the racetrack, I think that was Casey Pruitt. These guys about 4th through 7th battling it out right now, as Perigo really having some issues right there in that 3rd spot. That's going to make passing him a rather difficult endeavor here tonight. So he's going to have to keep note of that. But we're coming to 2 laps to go. And we are on 2 laps to go, actually coming to take the white flag, and Ronald Piles is going to kick it off corner number 4, take the white flag. Remember, that power move, look to the right rear quarter panel. He passed him on the outside, something I didn't expect, but he's well in the loose stuff off of 2. That's a little bit higher than I thought. He didn't lose too much momentum. He's really trying to kick that stuff up and set the top of the racetrack up, keeps the momentum built up, comes off of corner number 4, and Piles takes heat race number 2. And that really genuinely surprised me. I did not expect at all to have the outside be the preferred line in these underpowered 305 wing sprint cars. I really thought these guys would be fighting for the inside lane, but I mean, it shows how much I know, because I was proved wrong there. These guys really put on a battle for that top of the racetrack. That ended up being what won him the heat. But now we are lining up on the grid for the feature. Again, we don't have a B main tonight. Everyone who turned up to the track is going to make it into the feature event. So let's bring you the starting lineup for the feature. Brett Rolls on the pole with Ronald Piles on the outside of the front row. Rick Gibson and Chris Miller in row 2. Row 3 is Al Pacer and Brett Perigo. Carl Handwork and Brandon Ego in 7th and 8th. Ryan Smith and Brett Holloway 9th and 10th. Devin Boots and Rick Snyder are 11th and 12th. Lyle Christensen and Casey Pruitt 13th and 14th. Dylan Mirando in 15th and Frank Hartley Jr. in 16th. And then rounding out your field is going to be Jody Boots, Michael Kerr, Waylon McConnell, Brownlee Campion, Benjamin Gonzalez, and Michael Rodriguez are the field. And you can already see that gloss over on the low groove. That is what starts to make this place more slick. That's what makes this place more difficult. And we already saw these guys gravitating to the outside of the racetrack, and I think that it's only going to be accentuated now where we have more drivers onto the racetrack and more drivers are really trying to find all these different grooves to make these passes. Remember, cautions are on in the feature. We did not see cautions in the heats, but Pace Truck will be in full force as it needs to here in the feature event. So we know how important restarts have been, getting the runs, picking the right lane, and taking full advantage of it. I expect all of that to come into play here tonight, and we'll be keeping an eye on that. But hopefully we can have some good, hard, clean racing, keep it under green flag. That is what we love to see. So here we come off of corner number 4, and we're gonna get the feature event underway. Pace Truck is in, and here we go. Rolls is going to get this feature event underway here at Eldora for round number 7, and they're going to be 3 wide for position number 2 as we head off of 2 and down the back straightaway. There's still 3 wide for that second spot. That's the 38 of Gibson to the inside. He's got really loose down there. The 4 and the 9 kind of bumping sides there. That was Miller and Eagles. And here they come, the 4 and the 9 making more contact for second, but we do have a caution on the speedway. Trying to see if I can find the cause of it. There were a bunch of slow vehicles there on the backstretch. Let's see, there was a lot going on, trying to find what we can see here. A lot. Oh, right there, that green machine, three cars to the inside pile up. That Quaker State machine looks like it was the 19 of Ryan Smith got hit by that green machine there, and Smith had trouble getting upright, but he will potentially be out of the race. We'll see if he does get back on the tracks, turn a couple laps, but Borrego looks like he is getting a wave around right now, and if I can see correctly here, it looks like the lights, oh no, lights are still on the pace truck right now. As again, we saw that battle for second. They were three wide right off the get-go, and then Rolls was able to pull away and clear himself of that, but it's really seeming to be that you have to really save yourself and you really have to block those moves on the restart. We've seen so many 3 wide moves play out in each of the heats right off the get-go. That's where you gain all your spots, is right on the restart when everyone's bunched up, when everyone does spread out. Obviously, these passes are harder to come by, so you want to take advantage of it while everybody is bunched up together in one pack and one wad. And that's what these guys are trying to do, and we're going to get it going one more time. Rolls to the inside, Miller to the outside. Road number 2 is the 38 of Gibson and Ego. Then we have Holloway, Pacer, Schneider, Pruitt, Hartley, and Boots, your top 10, as we're going to take lap number 6 here at Eldora, the world's fastest dirt track, coming through 3 and 4, and Pace Truck is in. Rolls is going to get this race underway. He's going to clear by 2 car lengths at the start-finish line. Even second looks like he's going to fall in line. 4 is going to try to cut off the 9. 9 got loose. He tried to hold it up there, but the 4 kind of blocked him just a little bit. That wadded things up just a ways back there. So now the 4 is going to be in sole position as second. Miller is going to clear for third. Looks like the gaggle is going to be fourth on back with Gibson, Pacer, and Holloway throughout the field. These guys coming down the max straightaway. You can see everyone trying to shuffle in line. 2-3 wide racing at the back of the pack. Top 5 has settled themselves out. These guys are going to duke it out and try to see what they can do. Rolls already out by nearly half a second over Ego in the number 2 machine, and we have massive carnage on the back straightaway. I think that's Brett Holloway, if I'm seeing correctly, who was all over the place there, flipping wildly. We'll try to get a better view of that here on PTR replay. Well, yeah, right there. I think that was the 01 down into the 3. If I'm looking at it correctly, I might have got the number wrong. I think that is the 01. He was on his side, and then that was Holloway on his side. So 2 machines having significant contact here, and against second caution very quickly here at Eldora. Rolls has been really, really good at getting these restarts all set. Both times so far, he has had that opportunity to clear and avoid the wad. He has been doing that and has been working for him, so that's going to make Igo mid-second. Igo or Ego? I know I'm probably saying that wrong one of those ways. Hopefully Igo's right, but Igo in second, Miller in third. It's going to be up to these guys to really read that restart and try your best to stay with Rolls, because if you don't do that, you're just going to let him get away, and the battle for the win is going to be gone right off of the get-go. That is not what you want, and this will be the last double file restart, the 3rd caution of the race. We do switch over to the single file restart, so this will be the last time they will be shootout formation, double file throughout the field. Pace Truck will free those cars, head into pit road, and let them loose. Here comes Rolls, this nice slow acceleration, back up to speed. Again, he gets the jump that he needs over second place of Miller. Miller is going to try to hold off the 4 of iGo on the outside of the racetrack. These guys really trying their hardest to get to the outside of each other, all the way up to the cushion. That is not what I expected to see, and they're going to be 3 wide for second. 3 wide for second. Here we come into corner number 1 and 2. iGo, Miller, and Gibson all going for it, and the caution is out once more. So it's Lyle Christensen in the 52 machine. Go back and see what happened to Lyle. Looks like it may have just been a self-issue. On board with him. Looks like he just over-rotated and he just got himself into the inside barrier. So self-incident there for the 52. He's going to be in the pits, and again, this should be the switch over. I believe maybe it should be this one. If not, it is the next one. But we will be soon switching over to those single file starts, and that will put even more pressure on second. Because if you're caught sleeping, you're going to fall back even further from the leader, since you're not going to be right on his door. So you're really going to have to pay attention and take advantage of it, but it will likely spread the field out just a little bit. And that will be what these guys need to hopefully get themselves spread out a little bit. And let's finish these last 20 or so laps under the green flag. So here we come into corner number 4. Pace truck remains out for one more lap. Alright, so we are still in double file formation. So Rolls, again, he is going to get this race underway, as he has done every start thus far. And he's on the loud pedal early in the box. He's going to get the lead right off of the get-go, and iGo will fall into second. The battle will be side by side. It'll be 3 wide even for the third spot. Miller, Gibson, and Snyder. Contact again with the 9 on the outside. He got really loose. The 3 of Schneider's going to take it all the way to the inside. He's going to try to slide up in front of Miller in the 9. He will do so. Miller's going to look to the inside of the 3 of Schneider, but he's not going to be able to make it work. Too loose down there to the inside. Cost him all his momentum. Hartley in the 25 trying to close in all these, but he has a gaggle behind him. That's the 69 of Casey Pruitt. Haven't talked about him. Waylon McConnell, remember, he's up there in points. He's up there in the 75 trying to gain these spots, doing a good job of it, but we may have a battle going on up front. Yes, we do. It's iGo and Gibson. That is all the way to the inside of the racetrack right now. That is Gibson in the 38. Was not able to make that stick. He lost the momentum in the process. So now iGo has second locked back up. He's going to try to make a move on Rolls. You can see these guys moving up the track more consistently now. That is what these guys are going to need to do to keep the momentum built up, making the inside of the track even more difficult to pass. That was Rolls getting really loose through the center of the corner there. That let iGo get even closer to the rear of the 17. They're all running the middle of the track through 3 and 4, completely flat foot. It's all about momentum and not getting it too yawed out. 17 got a little bit yawed out too much. That allowed iGo to get closer and closer within inches, as these guys are spread out very significantly from the rest of the field. I thought I saw some 3 wide racing. Look at this gaggle, and nope, we are under caution yet again. Don't see any imminent cause. Everyone seems to be situated properly and in the right direction. So, I mean, sometimes on these dirt tracks, the way race control does look out for it. If you get a little bit too yawed out, race control will present it as a dangerous situation. It will throw the caution out, but it does sometimes just take that little bit of saving, and you can drive it out of that slide and keep it going, but the caution still presents itself anyway. So just one more opportunity to bunch up, and I can confirm that we will be going single file formation as we are on the 4th caution of the race. So I know I a little early on the jump last time by, but this time should be a confirmed situation. These guys will be single file for the restart. That should be with about 10 laps to go. Remember, we had 21 cars start the race I don't think Rodriguez took any laps. Actually, Rodriguez showing 24 laps behind at this juncture in the race, so didn't take any laps tonight. So let's see, are the lights on the pace truck? They are off from what I can see from a distance here, so oh, they must have changed the rules on me because they still are double file formation. I could have swore it was 3 and in, but okay, what do I know? We are double filed up here, doubled up, stacked up, ready to go back. Green flag racing rolls. The leader gets that jump as he has been getting, but I'll tell you, not as good of a jump as he has been getting. The 4 of iGo was a little bit more on it that time by, but again, they wad up, they go 3 wide, they go 4 wide nearly for that second spot. Here we come into corner number 3. iGo does clear for second. Rolls is going to pull away, and we are under caution again. Really struggling to get going here, it seems, in this race. Dylan Mirando sideways in corner number 3. Oh, looks like the purple machine got loose and just threw the one on his side. Try to see if we can get a slightly better look at that, a little bit closer of an angle. Again, that was that purple machine, the 71. Looks like he got loose. 71 of Bradley Capillon just kind of hooked a right into the number 1 machine, and innocent bystander he was in the process. Dylan Mirando was. So again, the lap's ticking away. It should be the last caution. We may, if there's a caution instantaneously, we may get a green-white checker or a 1-lap shootout at the most, but we'll see what happens and see if we can finish this out under green. And I think we may be going green this time by single file at the top of the track. That is appearing to be the case. So it looks like we will be single file, but we are going to go at least one more pace lap around the racetrack. Alright, I think we are going green this time by. Pace truck takes the left-hand turn. We're single file with 6 laps to go here at Eldora. Green flag is in the air. Back racing. Rolls has that 3-car length lead that he has got all night. You can see all the way up to the wall is that 17 of Rolls, and it's going to open the door for that 4 machine to try to gain some time on the inside of the track, but I don't think it's going to work. It's a little bit slick there in the middle. He's really having a hard time holding that momentum in the middle groove, so 17 seems to be just playing all the cards perfectly right now. iGo, Gibson, Snyder, and Miller are your top 5 right now. Miller is under fire right now from Schneider, who's in that 3 machine. He's looking to the inside. You can just see how difficult it is here to pass in these 305s, just right around the top. Everyone is going. Something you'd see more in these higher powered dirt cars, but just the way the track is working out here tonight, these guys want a rim ride here at Eldora. We're going to go up front. It does look like that is going to be the race. 214 of Benjamin Gonzalez. And major incident on the back straightaway there. Oh, that was the 21 of Perigo. Perigo loose and just threw himself in it, well, unintentionally threw himself into the 214. And the 214 just went for a ride down the back straightaway, and that should be the race. This is 2 to go, and pace truck would have already had to have the lights off to get this race restarted, and as you can tell, those lights are still on, so this race will end sadly at a slightly less exciting 40 miles an hour. So when Rolls just did everything right, again, much to my surprise, I've said it a couple times, that I've done some races in the 305 here at Eldora in the past, and I never really saw the top be as dominant as it was, and that caught everyone off. That caught me off surprise, and every move that was made by a second place driver to get by that 17 just got a little bit too sideways and couldn't keep that thing straight enough to keep the momentum built up. And as tacky as and moist as the groove still is up top, so much grip there to be had that just nothing you could really do, and Rolls just had to drive it straight, not make a mistake, and as he has found out, he's going to come through corner number 3 and 4, and behind the iRacing.com pace truck, Brett Rolls in the 17 is going to win Synergy Dirt Racing Series round number 7 here at Eldora. Top 5 is going to be Brandon Ego and Rick Gibson, with Rick Schneider and Chris Miller rounding out the top 5. Dominating performance, leading every single lap in the race. Here is the 17 machine, and we want to offer him our congratulations here at PTR TV on, I guess, what every driver's dream come true is just being up front, being dominant, leading the entire race. You really can't ask for much more than that. So before we start the post-race show, let's run down the results here tonight from Eldora. Brett Rolls again leading the perfect race, pitching the perfect game, led 35 laps, every single lap on offer here tonight. Brandon Igo in second, Rick Gibson in third, Rick Schneider in fourth, Chris Miller in fifth, Ronald Piles in sixth, Frank Hartley Jr. in seventh, Devin Boots in eighth, Casey Pruitt in ninth, and Bradley Capillon is your top 10. In 11th is Carl Henwick, Michael Kerr in 12th, Jody Boots in 13th, Ryan Smith in 14th, Benjamin Gonzalez in 15th, and Brett Perigo with an eventful night in 16th. Albert Pacer in 17th, Brent Holloway, Waylon McConnell, and Lyle Christensen rounding up your top 20, and only other driver to take time tonight was Dylan Morando. So I'm looking through who we have available to speak to, and I do believe we may have our winner. So I'm going to grab him, and we'll talk to the winner of tonight's race, or so I hope anyways. Alright, we're going to bring him on up here. Alright, Brett, PTR TV, get a copy. Good, good. Well, the better question is, how are you after a dominating performance and what was a little more caution-ridden of a race than we may have expected, but you'd got every restart nailed down perfectly, seemed to work that top groove in and kind of stall out the bottom and hold off all those passes. So given that, what was it like on the track tonight? Yeah, you talk about having that camaraderie with the guys behind you, just to know that you can get a clean race in, and obviously that's good to have drivers that you can trust. But I know in past runs I've done here in the 305, I never really got off the bottom too much. The grip always seemed to be there all race. Did you expect to be kind of almost running the cushion here tonight? That really threw me off guard in these underpowered cars. Yeah, 10-4, brother. So, again, congrats on the win here tonight, round 7 at Eldora. I'm sure you get some shout-outs you want to give to us.
Teammate over at Hart Motorsports, Al Pacer, he came over and decided to run with us after whatever happened over here at Synergy, so we're more than happy to have him over there. Congratulations to my teammate Rick Gibson for finishing 3rd tonight. I know Piles missed the start. He was supposed to finish outside of me. We had all 5 Team Har members in the top 5 starting tonight, so just a huge shout out to Har Motorsports for putting on a very impressive show tonight, and you guys for putting on the broadcast, and everybody watching on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, wherever you guys do your broadcasting at.
All right, 10-4, Brett. Thanks for those words, and congrats on the finish, and hopefully we'll be talking to you soon.
Thank you. Y'all have a good night.
All right, so that was race winner Brett Rawls, and apologies for the audio issue. Sometimes when you're running the broadcast by yourself, you make a couple issues, so apologies for the first half maybe being cut off, Brett, but he wanted to give shout out to the 4 for giving a nice clean race, and talked about the outside of the racetrack coming in with the wear on the track that was added in between sessions, and just kind of talked about how the racing a little chaotic here tonight on the half mile. So again, that was the night here of action at Eldora for the Synergy Dirt Racing Series. So if you like what you saw, please like and subscribe to PTR TV if you have not already done so, as we do hope to grow the channel and have some plans for the future. And of course, the bigger the audience, the better, and we'd love to have you along for the ride with us. A couple quick shout outs is Air Movement and Fabrications, Krutz Custom Graphics, and Fame Apparel. And again, our cameras are usually provided by Track Cams for Gourmets. So again, Corey Silva running solo in the booth here tonight. Hope you enjoyed the race. I know I did from in the booth. Have a great night, everyone, and we'll catch you next time.